so we are back with Body Slammed, and this time I guess we're going to go ahead and get into our other favorite topic to talk about, NXT. I actually, for me personally, I am finding myself enjoying NXT a little bit more than the main roster these days, but we'll go ahead and take a look at the pay-per-view Takeover New Orleans. I'm Brandon, and I guess I'll pass it off to you, Frank.
Yeah, well, as always, I'm Frank Everhart, joined with us, as we usually are, by TJ and Tyler.
Hola.
So, you guys excited for NXT New Orleans?
Much more excited than I was for WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually,
the big
I know we
baby.
watched it before we watched WrestleMania, and it was like, so we took a 5-hour or 7-hour pay-per-view and turned it into an all-day event of wrestling, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah, until fucking Brock Lesnar.
Yes,
ends the night.
if you heard the first episode, you know all how we feel about the human tomato, as I call him.
All right.
But NXT Takeover New Orleans, man, they start out hot. They start out with a I love this match.
The following contest is a ladder match. In this match, there will be no pinfalls and no disqualifications. The first superstar to climb the ladder and retrieve the title will become the winner and the first ever NXT North American Champion.
6-man ladder match for the NXT North American Championship. Newly crowned. This will be the first North American Championship.
Beautiful belt.
That's funny.
It is a beautiful belt.
Yeah.
Well, okay, to correct you, the first time in 30 years.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Because almost 40 now, because the predecessor to the IC title was the WWF North American Championship that Teddy DiBiase held and a few others. I'll stop now because I'm getting dorkish.
But the first time NXT is
Yes, this is the first time,
And it's the inaugural winner of this 6-man ladder match. We have EC3, Killian Dane, Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, and he's actually pulling double duty. We'll see him later on tonight. So this is the first match he's in. We also have Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, and Ricochet. Ricochet is someone I had not seen before. And
Yes.
Because Ricochet was Ring of Honor, wasn't he?
He was Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, he was Ring of Honor, he was New Japan.
Gotcha.
He was global.
Yes,
I was superstar.
I was
so he
so
comes
excited
in
when
with a
he
little
came
bit
in.
of
Pedigree.
Yes, and I lives up
Lots
to
of
it, I think.
flair.
Internet buzz.
We get the bell in this match right away. Chance, this is awesome before anything has happened.
Which annoyed
NXT
the
crowd,
hell out of me. You don't know it's gonna be awesome. We know that, but it's not awesome yet.
It's
Right.
not awesome yet, but the NXT crowd is so hot, and I think they know these guys. When you have Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole, you know you're getting something.
Real quick, because I'm kind of new to dabbling with NXT, though I'm finding that I really, really like it. What is EC3's gimmick? Like,
All right, so he originally was in WWE in the original NXT as Tarek Bateman.
Okay.
He was just this Chicks in America, red-blooded American guy. Then he goes to TNA and becomes the owner, Dixie Carter's nephew, Ethan Carter III,
Okay.
EC3. And somehow they're going to parlay that into being in NXT and WWE again, still is EC3, although not mentioning the whole Ethan Carter thing or being Dixie Carter's nephew.
But is he supposed to be, because they said, I heard like commentary talking about like 1%
Yes,
or whatever.
Millionaire.
His whole thing was he was a Carter, which they're a very wealthy family, and he was one of the top 1%. He's an elitist. He's better than all of you. Almost like a modern Teddy DiBiase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 million man.
So this match starts off hot. We get action spilling outside of the ring. All 6 of these guys. We have Ricochet, we have the High Flyers, we have the Killian Danes and the Lars Sullivan,
the monsters,
the powerhouses. It's a really good mixture of powers, and they kind of keep it interesting. One of my favorite quotes: Ricochet early on comes off the top rope on top of 3 or 4 people, and you get the quote from one of the commentators: "Ricochet is higher than Canada." just brilliant. I love it.
That was when he did the moonsault.
He does.
Off
Yeah,
the
he moonsaults
turnbuckle,
off,
right?
and it's almost one of the first moves.
God,
Which,
yes.
I mean, you almost have to start out these matches like that now because of the Edge and Christian Dudley Boys, Hardy's
the
legendary
bar's been
matches.
set so hot.
Yeah, you have to
Yes.
almost kill yourself in these ladder matches. And it almost became played out for a while there to where they were following a script in other ladder matches. These guys, it seemed like they brought it and reinvented it some more.
Oh, my
Yeah.
And
God.
changed it back to where it used to be and almost advanced it to a new place, which
Yeah.
I loved.
Yeah.
They did, because they did a bunch of the cool, who's it, Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan, those are the 2 big
Yes,
monsters,
yeah.
right? They had the moment in the beginning where they were both ready to face each other off, like face off with one another. Like the two big beasts go at each other, and then I think it was Ricochet who runs in the beginning, and then they like completely or just like, well, fuck this play, and we're going after him. Or maybe it was Adam Cole. It might have been Adam Cole, but they like chase him around the ring, and I love that. But then after they've gotten rid of him, they turn around and they're faced with each other again, and they keep playing that throughout the early moments of the match where like at some point these two guys are going to go at it. It's almost like if you're a Game of Thrones fan, it's almost like the Hound in the Mountain, like
we're teasing eventually you're going to get
this. But
one of my favorite moments, everyone's in the ring except Lars Sullivan. Lars on the outside, he picks up a ladder, chucks it over the ring, into the ring, into all five guys.
That was hilarious.
Fucking loved it.
He did some damage with that ladder.
That ladder hits, the first couple people to take it.
Well, after he throws it, too, he goes and picks it up and he puts it, like, sets it on his shoulders and then just uses it as a battering ram.
And, like, the only complaint that I've seen about this match, everyone glowed about it, but the people that nitpicked it said, one too many times did the guys climb the ladder solely to jump off of it. They weren't even attempting, like, I'm up here, I can't get the belt, so I'll jump off. No, they just climbed up to jump off.
But
that's a minor nitpick.
I
still loved the match.
Yeah, no, and it's kind of like you're not going to go up when so many people are fresh in the beginning.
To me, though, I would much rather see, like, Jeff Hardy swanton off the top of that and not give a shit about the belt. I don't care who gets the belt if the match is good.
Yeah.
You know? So
moving on, we get EC3 stealing Adam Cole's. He does the EC3 baby.
That was hilarious.
And
After their short-lived alliance.
Yeah, very short-lived alliance. Immediately followed up by Adam Cole in his super kick party. He kicks the shit out of everyone in this ring. My God.
And somewhere the Young Bucks are smiling.
Yeah,
Well, it was great, the finisher when Ricochet jumped off the top rope and he just like, oh, you're getting it.
Yep. That was so great. And the spit take.
I think Adam Cole was actually probably my favorite wrestler modern day.
He's certainly
he's like the reincarnation of HBK.
Yeah, he is. He's
such an asshole, but you can't help but love him.
Yeah, right. You really can't. Velveteen Dream starts another
who
guy
I hate for the sole fact that he's 22 fucking years old.
Oh my God, he's so much better than all of us. He drops, well, as the commentators put it, Velveteen Dream drops more elbows than a DJ drops needles. Fucking true. He does, and my God, does he do Macho Man in his prime? He gets some height on these elbows.
Because he's one of the ones that would have been part of that nitpick that just took to the top of the ladder. That elbow drop was fucking amazing.
What I would have loved to see in that moment, I loved that elbow drop. But if you would have looked up and saw, I'm too far away, and just went ahead and jumped the elbow, that'd have been a minor adjustment I would have made. But that elbow was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Killian Dane Vader bombs. Was it Cole onto EC3?
Yeah.
Like to break up, which is I love that moment.
Yes.
That was so great.
Yeah, that was cool as shit.
Wasn't the ladder in between them too?
Yeah, no, he was on. Yeah, the ladder was in between them.
It was EC3, the ladder, and then they dropped him.
Yes,
and I was like, that ladder just crushed
when
him.
you have 6 people in the ring, it's so easy to
get lost.
They did a great job. No one was out of the action for more than a minute. They were popping in, they were popping out. They had it timed perfectly. Yeah. This is one of those things where like people debate whether you should practice a match beforehand. This match seems like it was practiced beforehand because the amount of spots when they put the ladders up, one horizontal on each other, and they break through, I think, 3 or 4 ladders in this match.
Yeah, those were awesome.
And every one of them is just a spectacular.
When Killian Dane does do the Vader bomb, it looks like Adam Cole probably really got the wind knocked out of him.
I'm sure he did.
Broke some ribs, if not.
You have Velveteen Dream doing a rolling Death Valley driver. To Ricochet on the ladder. When they had the ladder extended. Oh my God!
They had the ladder placed between the rungs of another ladder, and then on the turnbuckle.
And they were just climbing on them like they were monkey bars.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the level of training at the Performance Center too, because a lot of these guys, Adam Cole and Ricochet, are products of the Indies. Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream, is a Performance Center guy. He was trained from the ground up there, and he's this good. I should tell you the level of training they have there.
Well, training and drive.
Yeah,
like
drive is
because NXT is basically comparable to the minor leagues of any sports organization. These are guys that aren't on the main roster yet. They're not getting paid as much as AJ Styles or whatever, so they have something to strive for. So they put on these amazing shows. That's why I think the NXT puts on the better show, because their guys give a shit.
Do you think that if they had put an NXT show in a WrestleMania type stadium, like a Superdome or a MetLife Stadium, do you think they could have filled it? Or does the name WrestleMania still draw the crowd in?
I think the name WrestleMania still draws the crowd in. Like, because,
to the casual fan. I think the hardcore fan would much rather go to this event.
The thing is,
than Newark,
like, LeBron James isn't going to show up at NXT. He will at WrestleMania. Because
you're not going to see LeBron James in a D-League game.
In the same way, I don't think you're going to see a Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, fucking...
In the beginning of NXT, they did that. Like, they had CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, NXT champion versus WWE champion, in one of the early NXT episodes. They don't do it anymore.
And I think they're better for it. I think they're better for keeping that brand.
Like I said earlier in our discussion before we started taping, I'd love to see if Raw's going to have the Cruiserweight division. I'd love to see once a week SmackDown have NXT Showcase.
Yes.
Where you have an NXT match on SmackDown.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I like that.
So did you guys catch one of the commentators tried to tie in Infinity War, which is coming out soon?
Yeah,
yes.
I did.
This is the NXT version of the Infinity War, but it's not about the 6 Infinity Stones. It's about these 6 superstars with the stones to go through hell to make history.
And he called Lars Sullivan the Thanos.
And he mispronounced Thanos. I think he said
Thanos.
Yeah.
And it's like, Morrow, just stop trying to shoehorn these in, brother.
So the ending of the match, Sullivan climbs Ricochet out of nowhere, just off the ring, takes him down. Adam Cole dumps Ricochet, climbs, gets the belt, gets the win. The crowd fucking loves it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I did too. Adam Cole was hands down my favorite to win this match.
Yep.
I was so excited about this match. Dave Meltzer gave it 5 stars. I think deservingly so.
Yeah, very much so.
It's hard to get 6 people in a ladder match. Something stale. We've seen it a million times, and to make it interesting still.
I mean, in the era where you have an annual Money in the Bank match, and this still was fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Very much so.
Do they do many ladder matches in NXT as someone who's new to them? I haven't seen
this
many.
is the 2nd or 3rd ladder match they've done.
Yeah,
in NXT,
so they're really parsing them out. Yeah. So next we have the NXT Women's Championship. Ember Moon taking on Shayna Baszler. Me and Brandon. So I had introduced Brandon to Shayna Baszler with NXT Philly.
Like I think she's my favorite. I think she's my favorite woman in NXT, but I'm excited to see her go up to the main roster at some point because I love the story they've built. Like they basically, her story is like she's the dirty, cheating or cheap trick version of what Ronda Rousey's career really was.
Yes.
Like she's the Hulk Hogan meets Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
And I dig that story.
Do you think the plan is to eventually call her up and have her and Ronda go at
it?
Well,
they're the whole if you hear the horse neigh at the beginning of Shayna Baszler's music, it's because that her, Ronda, and 2 other women are the 4 horsewomen of MMA.
Yes, and you actually have 2 of the other 4 horsewomen here.
So they're going to be a clique eventually.
Which is weird that Ronda is a heel or a face, and she's here, cheering a heel, but you buy it because.
But in this match, NXT does a great job with entrances. I mean, WWE's main roster breaks them out for the big shows, but every takeover, which I guess is a big show too, they have these awesome Ember Moon's entrance with Hailstorm playing.
Yeah,
was just awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do love Ember Moon.
Yeah,
and,
I do too.
And this is a follow up to the match they had at NXT Philly, which me and Brandon watched, and we're just in love with that match.
I thought that was my favorite
stomp.
pay per view of the last decade until New Orleans.
Yeah,
they keep topping themselves.
They do. Yeah, in 2018 they have been on a very high rise. Shayna Baszler plays such a good villain.
Yes.
And this is kind of that Nina or Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss, not body shaming, but 2 women who are.
I am obviously better than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they do it so much better in here. You want Ember Moon to win. You're rooting for her, but Baszler is just such a force of nature.
Yes.
For someone who's not that big, she's not a Nia Jax level big, but she's so they portray her as being this powerful force.
Yeah. Well, she's been through a shit ton of MMA fights along with many years of independent wrestling too. So
yeah, so she actually legitimately, like, that's what I was wondering. Like, she has spent more time in the ring than Ronda Rousey.
She's also fought in UFC and all sorts of stuff. She was on how her and Ronda came together. She was the student of Ronda's when Ronda was a coach of their like Tough Enough series or whatnot. Ultimate Fighter, yeah. And that's how all the 4 horsewomen came together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So they do, and they do a good job of playing this off of NXT Philly. Baszler goes for the elbow stomp. Ember Moon gets out of it. Ember Moon actually gets Baszler in the elbow stomp and does it to her. Doesn't pull it off as well.
Yeah.
As Baszler can, but it's a nice little play. I love the story that they're playing. That they're keeping track of what's happened and they're playing off of it.
Yeah.
Because obviously they don't do as many pay-per-views, so when they do a pay-per-view, they make it count. These stories continue. What do you guys think of this match in terms of, like, as the only female match?
If it wasn't for Flair and Asuka, this would have been the women's match of WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think you're right. This is a great one. Now, like, obviously, Ember Moon gets called up shortly after this. So,
yeah, the next night on Raw.
Yes, so she ends up losing the belt.
Yes.
Which, the way she loses this match is great. Moon comes off the top rope. Baszler catches her, which
to
is
try and hit that a really sick eclipse stunner springboard thing.
But Baszler catching her, that's a hard thing to do.
Yes.
I've seen people fuck it up because someone gets too much momentum and you try to catch them, you're going
That
backwards.
was excellent timing and being body knowledge.
Yeah, is it the Kirawada clutch or what is her Baszler's finisher?
I don't know the exact name of it, but
but it is. It looks amazing and it puts her out. And yeah, Baszler actually wins. And I'm like, are you guys excited to see her take on a run as NXT Women's Champion? Yeah. I'm sure she's like, it's gonna be quite a reign.
Yeah, she can cut promos like no other too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I love the fact that like if you come from UFC, that's one thing you can usually do pretty well.
And
this is gonna be her division until she gets called up, like it was Asuka's.
Well, and then when she gets called up, she can go challenge Ronda Rousey, who will be at whatever point in her storyline.
All right, prediction. She keeps the title until this time next year. She loses it or something. Or the Royal Rumble or NXT Takeover.
That's what I think, the Royal Rumble.
She'll take her time off. Next person, what was it? Ronda Rousey will win the title at WrestleMania or whatnot.
Yeah.
They do that Monday, whatever, yeah. Shayna Baszler comes out. Oh, congratulations.
Oh, and then a turn.
Yeah, I mean,
yep. I can totally see that happening.
Baszler's only lost to Kairi Sane in the final, and Ember Moon.
Yes.
But she only lost really decisively to Kairi Sane in the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, so they are protecting her quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, she does come off as a legitimate threat.
I would even not mind seeing somebody come up as the current NXT champion because you
Paige did it.
Yeah. Like, and come up and challenge the champion of the other show or whoever you want because you are the top dog at this tier. So, like, come in with the belt and say that, like, you're here. And then it's not a big deal when you hand the belt back to NXT because, like, now I'm on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
It's not a Shawn Michaels, I don't want a job. Out.
Yeah, like they did with Ember. Ember loses the title because they know they're calling her
It didn't
up.
hurt Kevin Owens to drop it to Finn Balor. It didn't hurt, Asuka to give it up and like here.
Yeah,
right.
I'm moving on to bigger and better things. At some point, it has to happen.
Yeah, you can't stay in AAA forever.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was really good. I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as the NXT Philly match. I think they put on a little bit of a better
the emotion was more there in the Philly match because will Ember get to the ropes? Can she overcome?
Yes, they played that a lot more.
My only criticism of this match in New Orleans is I think that they had a couple of camera angles that if I was in the control room, I would have been like, should have picked another one because like at the end before the submission happens or as the submission is happening and whatever and like it's cool because they don't actually have Ember tap out, she just passes out and then they call it, but the camera angles that they choose, like they're focusing on her eyes and there's a couple of points where she like looks up to see like, and you can tell because it's scripted, but it makes it feel scripted when you can tell that she's trying to figure out, is this the moment that it needs to happen? Is this like, it was just weird that if they had gone to the hard camera instead of zooming in on her face, then I wouldn't have felt like, it's kind of like she was looking for direction.
Yeah,
like
what's my line?
Yeah, this is the moment, and so I'm.
But
selling
NXT
it
is
this
the place for that.
true.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's a good point.
And I mean, and if that is a criticism, but it's such a small one compared to like
Well,
the matches
We
overall
had
great.
much harsher criticisms for the Mania card.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think this was a better show than the Mania show.
Oh,
Far
yeah.
better show.
With half the
Because
matches.
it wasn't, again, 7 fucking hours.
So, let's move on. The NXT Tag Team Championship and the Dusty Rhodes Trophy are on the line.
Yes.
This is the trophy's never been on the line for. This is the first time.
It's the first time that it was in a match
A
as
match.
Opposed
Usually
to...
So I
It's the end of the
have
tournament.
trouble deciding whether I liked the ladder match or this match better. Like this may be one of, if not the favorite match of the night for me.
Okay, so we got the Authors of Pain, we got Pete Dunne, Roderick Strong teaming up, and we have the Undisputed Era, which at this point is Kyle O'Reilly and
A very battered
Adam Cole.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Because Fish is hurt at this point.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that legit?
Yes, he's legit injured.
Legitimately hurt. Okay. So Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain, just fucking clear house. They are obviously the powerhouse of this match. They destroy. You said you really like them, Tyler. Are they one of your favorites?
Fuck yeah, man.
You gotta love a big beast of a tag team.
Oh,
Yeah, and they do legitimately work together. I'm always worried about big tag teams not being able to.
I thought it was funny when the commentator during this match is like, he refers to one of them as the large one. And I was like, that's an interesting choice.
I'll take the ugly one. Which one's the ugly one?
Yeah.
They take Adam Cole pretty much gets taken out right away. The Authors of Pain put him through the Spanish announce table, which I believe this is the first NXT pay-per-view where there has been a Spanish announce table, and they immediately put someone through it. So the rest of the match, the guy is just sitting there with his cord running to the rubble of the table, which I love. And almost a botch. I don't know if it quite was, but the table, like they almost don't get him through it quite right, and it looks pretty damn painful.
Yeah.
Like the back gives out, and he kind of lands on his neck a little bit. And then, like halfway through my notes, I just wrote, "Oh, it's a tag team match," because they finally go out and grab the rope and oh yeah, they have to tag in. I thought it was a free for all.
Right.
It's not tornado rules.
Yeah. So Strong gets a hot tag to Dunn, and Dunn clears house. Dunn is not someone I'm familiar with.
If you get a chance, go watch the UK tournament, and then the match between Dunn and Tyler Bate at one of the NXT takeovers. He's phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this his return, or is he like?
He's part of the quote unquote UK division that they're trying to get off the ground.
Yes.
He's the champion, obviously, of the UK division. It's 5 or 6 UK based wrestlers that are, for now anyway, allowed to work independent shows on top of being at WWE's beck and call.
Whenever
yeah,
they need.
it's like, I need you on Raw. I need you at But
I need you in New Orleans.
They really want to start an NXT division. Or, I'm sorry, a UK division.
I mean, UK is a huge place for
and they're
wrestling
actually
fans.
having another King of the Ring, which is only UK based, coming up here shortly, which I'll sit down and
So
watch.
do Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong have a working relationship before?
They feuded for the UK title about a month or so before NXT Takeover New Orleans.
Okay.
And then they kind of formed a tag team because they had to, because Roderick's original partner, was injured. So Pete Dunne stepped in out of mutual respect. That old
so that makes a
chestnut.
little more sense where we get to in this. So we'll just kind of shoot along. It is a great match. I really encourage anybody who hasn't to watch it. It's hard to do three tag team in a row and make it interesting.
Yeah.
You guys really do. I love AOP's stereo power bombs.
Yes.
That's a move that I don't know why it gets me when they hit them into each other and then power bomb them.
Yeah.
The Super Collider.
Yeah, is that what they call it? The Super Collider? I love it. I love a good team finisher.
Yeah, they have.
And that's why they're so fucking badass.
Good. They are. When I first saw them, I really legitimately did not think I would like them because I love the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Love Adam Cole, baby.
It's Bebe, not
Bebe.
Baby.
Bebe.
Come on.
Get it right.
Do it right.
Stacey walked
What's
into the
hilarious
room
is-
when I was watching, and she's like, "Does it say Bebe on his ass?" It does
certainly
say
does.
Bebe on his ass.
What's crazy is their music really, truly reminds me of the NWO music.
The
Yeah.
Shock the System?
Yes.
Yes, it does. I can totally see that.
This could be it.
Tom Pando, bitter end. Will it be the bitter end
That's
for
it.
Kyle O'Reilly? What the hell? What the hell is Roderick Strong doing? What? End of heartache on his partner, Pete Dunne. They had it won. Roderick Strong has snapped. The hell is this? What is? Oh my God!
the Undisputed Era wins and gets a new member. So the stable's up to 4 now.
That was really cool. I was surprised about that. Now, I'm also new, again, to NXT, so I don't know a lot of these storylines as I'm getting into this. So,
yeah.
But I'd love to. I feel like NXT is better because they have a smaller roster and it's more of a personal show. I think they're better at selling the story inside the ring.
Yes.
They don't need the promos. They don't need the promo packages.
You don't need to overact as much,
right?
Because you're in a 1,300 theater.
Not only that, but another main person who tells the storyline is the announcer.
Yeah,
and we have Rubio or whatever his name is down there. That dude's the greatest announcer.
Mauro Ranallo.
Yes, NXT has better. Now, I was glad to see Coachman back for WrestleMania 34.
Yeah,
but without JR, or it does suffer. Yeah. NXT, I think. First of all, I love British accents, but those guys seem to be able to cover the matches a lot better.
Not only that, but they're so.
They call the action.
They call it, yeah,
and they get into it too.
Yeah,
yeah. It that dude sounds like Conor McGregor.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. So I really enjoyed the match. Undisputed Era has a big night. Adam Cole wins this. They retain the tag belts when when the odds were stacked against them.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the heavyweight match, which is not ending the night, which is interesting.
Yeah, that was weird.
The NXT title is a path that I set myself upon arriving. There is a devil on my back, and that devil is the NXT Championship.
Yeah, my favorite wrestler probably of currently, Aleister Black, taking on
the Danish Destroyer.
Yeah, Cien Almas. I love Aleister Black, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. He's the thing that I think got me back into wrestling.
I think they did a really good job with this match too. Just
They made you hate Almas so much from how often Selena Vega got involved.
Yes, with Gargano and with this, and I love the fact that they Gargano lost and they're just moving on. He has another rivalry.
Like as much as heels make it over anymore, Almas is going to be hated.
He is, and he plays the role so well.
They're going to want to see him get his ass beat, and Selena Vega.
Yes. Yep. Which was so great to see Gargano and his wife, tackle them, even though they didn't get the win.
Yeah.
So Black and Almas, really quick action. Early on, Black does this thing. I don't know if there's a name for it. When he goes to run out the ropes and the guy ducks out the ring, and he does a backflip, lands, and sits down on his knees.
Zen.
He botches it in this match. The only time I've ever seen him botch this move. And he recovers from it really quickly. But it's
he
just
does.
Like, ooh, man, that was almost pretty bad. You almost landed on your face there. You get competing chants. Let's go Almas, Aleister. Which I love the fact that even though Almas is such a bad guy, he's still got... You
respect the work so much.
Yeah, and he is a workhorse.
Me being who I am, I would be cheering. I was sitting at home, God damn it, come on, get Vega out of there. I was actually almost kayfabing it. I was believing what was going on. I haven't done that in 20 years.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's what... to me, made this such a good story is Selena Vega's presence in this match.
Yeah, she's exactly what you want in a manager.
Yeah.
She hypes you up. She gets involved when she needs to, not too much, just in the perfect moment. She never misses a cue.
Yeah, it's and there's that botch.
It's a really bad botch, but also recovered so quickly.
Oh yeah,
you can tell that he's a professional.
Yeah.
So I mean, were you guys expecting this? Black to win the belt?
I knew Black was going to win. At least I thought Black was going to win.
Yeah,
I didn't expect the level of involvement from Vega. I thought she would get involved a couple times. She gets involved 6-7 times in this match.
She's at least 3 Hurricanranas.
And that one where she spikes.
Oh my God! She spikes him so hard.
That is the coolest. That is the coolest moment.
I don't know if they intended to do it like that or if it was...
I've seen Aleister Black take a spike like that a couple times. He's very good at it.
Yeah.
The dude must have the strongest neck in the world.
Well, I mean, look at him.
Yeah,
I would almost bet they didn't plan it because I would bet that it has something to do with the height. She is so much shorter than him.
Yeah.
And that's when I saw that. I was like, that had to be what he had to do because he couldn't get over her Hurricanrana style, just the way that move got put on. But it looked so much cooler the way that Now, of course, that's like dangerous as shit.
Yeah.
Doing that, like that's scary to look at. But goddamn,
But you heard the crowd audibly gasp when he took that. Like,
and Black can do that. He can take some like for a man who's supposed to be kind of unstoppable.
The best.
Yeah, and like they do. I love the fact that because they played with this with Almas, with Vega being his like the reason he wins, the reason he's retaining the title. You get this is awesome chance, which is great. There's a moment when Almas puts Black upside down on the outside of the turnbuckle from the top rope, double knee stomp, which is vicious looking.
Yeah.
My God, I did not like. I really thought they were going to work a way around that, and he was going to kick him off or something. I did not think they would let him go for it. He nearly splinters his damn shins when he lands. Black tries for the Black Mass, almost kicks him square in the back. I love that. Almas dives. The knees into the apron. The ending of this match is fucking great.
Almas has thrown everything at Black. Vega's interrupted many times, and she tried to do it right there this time. Got it! With the Black got it! Black Mass!
After the spike DDT,
you get really cool.
Yeah, you get Vega coming off the top rope, almost catches her, turns around right into the Black Mass.
Yes.
One of the most vicious super kicks I've seen. And
it's probably the best finisher in the company right now.
It is, and he like catching someone coming off the turnbuckle. It's so easy to mess up.
Even somebody her size would still be very difficult.
But but Almas, and he portrays it so damn well. Yeah. And you get to see Aleister smile.
Yeah.
What I believe to be the first time in a year.
That shocked me. Like, I don't think I've ever seen him smile.
No, and he was genuinely so happy. I cannot wait to see what he does with this belt.
Yeah.
This is probably my match of the night. I know
this didn't get the love that the ladder match did, or the Gargano Ciampa match. And I kind of understand why, because the Gargano Ciampa match had all that emotion and it built so well.
The story was much better going into that.
And the North American ladder match was such a train wreck, but a well-orchestrated one.
Yeah.
This one, if this had been on any other card, it would have been the match of the night.
Yes, it was.
And even as great as it was, it had those two impossible hills to climb.
Yeah.
Right?
That's very true, especially when you start off with a 5-star match.
Yeah.
And in a 5-star match, it's hard to, like...
Well, really, like, everything in between this match and the start of the show was a 5-star match. Like, they're all good matches.
Yeah.
You know?
5-star pay-per-view.
Yeah, you have every show that is ranging from really good to great.
Yeah.
And which was not the story for Mania.
Yeah, not at all. And Mania had the high moments. They just had
of course it did.
low moments, whereas NXT just consistently hits that high bar. So we're getting into the main event. We get a really great recap for this is what I think a recap needs to be.
Your career on the line? If I can't win the NXT championship, I'll leave NXT. You're selfish. And I wanted you to have your moment. And I wanted to rip it straight from your heart.
You cost me my NXT career? You've taken everything away from me. As a man, you can strike me down.
He's gone! Gone!
But as a symbol, I will live forever.
And they do a great job of making of building this story into this, Johnny
making
Gargano.
You care.
Yeah, exactly. And it builds off of Philly. Philly, Gargano had his big loss to Cien Almas, and everyone thought, okay, he's gone. And then he keeps coming, and then he gets attacked by his former partner, and now he's coming back, and he's no longer a member of NXT, and is working his way up to an unsanctioned match, which I thought was hokey at first. I don't know what you guys thought.
Yeah.
It's very old school wrestling, because they used to call them lights out matches. They would shut the lights off for the arena and then turn them right back on. All right, we're free and clear. The show's over. This is just extra now.
Yeah,
right.
It's no longer quote
and
unquote,
I mean, how much
show.
did you? I loved Ciampa coming out to no music.
Yeah.
The following contest is an unsanctioned match. Both competitors have signed a hold harmless agreement stating that there will be no rules. They will adhere to the jurisdiction of the referee, and the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Introducing first, from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, weighing in at 210 pounds, Tommaso Ciampa!
That was amazing. Now, is that something he does often?
No.
Okay.
This is I'm just here to kick some
This
ass.
is how you get heat.
Yeah.
You just let the crowd boo you to the
Fuck
stage.
you, Ciampa.
Yeah, exactly. Immediately we get "fuck you, Ciampa" chants. It's so great, and
I love the NXT crowd so much.
Oh yeah.
They know when to. It's
There's
so
times
small.
there's times they get a little smarky.
Yeah.
For their own good, it's like, all right, guys, shut up.
Yeah.
But most of the time,
Yeah, I'm surprised.
point.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised that "fuck you" is the chant there.
Yeah, fuck
you know.
Ciampa.
well, you can't silence the crowd. You can edit the guys in the ring,
Yeah.
but you can't, bleep the crowd.
for the most part. The crowd hate him. This is
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
This
it's so
was
great. And he
heat.
revels in it. The way he closes
Yeah.
his eyes and is just like, wash me in your judgment, you know.
Yes.
And because he has reason to be. He believes he has carried Gargano, and Gargano is for some reason more important, more loved than him.
Yeah.
Gargano's entrance music it just gets the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah.
Like people,
It fits his character very well. The the upbeat, poppy,
It does.
rebel heart stuff. It works.
You know, the emoji,
Yeah.
the little paper signs.
Comes out with Thor's armor.
Yeah. Now this is the thing. He has a little shoulder plate thing. Did you guys notice this? So
Yeah.
it's hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
When he
It's
hops into the ring, it
exactly
flips up on him, and he
Yeah.
has to like push it down really
God
quickly.
damn it.
Looking like Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get really quick action back and forth. These men are they stare at each other for a minute, and it just explodes. The crowd is super into it. Ciampa kind of takes control. They fucking hate him. Something I had not seen in forever. Ciampa brings up the padding, brings out
Yeah.
the concrete mat.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Did you guys get as excited
Yeah,
as
I was like,
did?
ooh.
Yeah. How long has it been since we've seen that?
I haven't seen it since like the single-digit numbered WrestleMania.
Yes.
Right?
Like it has been that long, and the crowd pops for it. Just insanely prepared. Which eventually, when they tease it for a while. They set it up like any great thing. You set up the Chekhov's gun, and then you come
Not
back around
quite
to it.
yet.
Not quite yet.
Yeah.
When they get to it, I guess it's an inverted Death Valley driver. Ciampa has Gargano over his back on the apron, about to drop him off.
Yeah.
Gargano slips out of it, power bombs Ciampa onto that concrete with the sickest thud.
There's just this flat.
Treat.
Yeah.
My God, the audience
ECW.
air.
Yeah.
Ciampa actually kind of makes a comeback, stomps the fuck out of Gargano in the corner.
Yeah.
They play off the fact that this is an unsanctioned match.
The referee's not in referee clothes.
He's not allowed to do anything. Gargano gets to the rope, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can stomp him. He's not going to count to 5 anymore. You can stop him as long as you want.
I'm not going to break the hole.
Yes.
Right.
A great point. This is just great storytelling. When Ciampa gets the fans' crutches,
Yes.
he goes over to get some guy double crutches.
But what was the selling point for that is that somebody actually is there to there's some security guard that runs over and helps the guy.
Yes,
He
and
doesn't
takes
just
him
hobble
away.
off.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, at least I can somewhat buy it now.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I love it. It's just like it's so symbolic, the crutch, that both these men think that the other was the crutch in the team.
Yeah.
And that this is the weapon that attacked him in the last
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
And then, they come into the ring and do the sit-down spot from the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yes.
Where they both had this amazing match, and in the end, they all hug, but it doesn't go that way this time.
Yes. Nope. And my God, the shots they do with the crutches are sickening. I love it.
The mangled crutch at the
Yeah,
end.
it's that poor crutch. What did it ever do?
By the way, I just want to go back. When Ciampa gets his power bomb onto the concrete, do you remember the crowd starts chanting, "You deserve it"?
Yeah.
You deserve it.
You deserve it.
Oh my God. They both men go for the crutch. Gargano gets it and beats Ciampa like a rented mule.
All right, JR.
That's I was gonna say that's totally a JR.
The only way to describe it. He lights him up.
Lay
with
the
it.
slobber knocker.
I would say redheaded stepchild, but that could be a little,
Yeah, well, I would allow it. We get I love off topic, like names of move. They're Gargano Escape.
Yeah.
One of the greatest names of a finisher ever. And then they play that. Ciampa gets to the ropes. They're still not letting it go. It's still an unsanctioned match. So this is interesting. I've never seen done before. Ciampa starts to take off his wrist tape.
That's an old school wrestling technique.
Yeah, I have not seen this since the 80s probably.
Yeah.
And strangles, which I'm really weird about strangling spots. That's something you don't see very much.
Yeah, it got Daniel Bryan fired.
Yeah, for strangling a guy with his own tie.
Yeah.
But they end up handcuffing each other to each other for
Yeah.
a while with both tape, and then they trade some of the most vicious Ric Flair slaps I think I've seen in quite a while. Yeah. You get NXT chants, which I think is always the moment you realize the crowd is just fully behind it. Is Ciampa's finisher called the Mamma Mia?
No.
What is that? What is the Mamma? I've heard that term come up.
It's okay. So how JR had Slobber Knocker, Mauro Ranallo is Mamma Mia. That's his like go-to.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
Ciampa gets a big drop from the top rope on Gargano, who kicks out. The crowd fucking explode. Ciampa exposes his knee. Tries to run for a big knee strike into the face, which I guess is shades of DIY. Is this something they used to do, the running double knee strikes? Yeah. Gargano reverses. He gets the crutch and uses the crutch in a submission hold to get the tap out.
Yeah.
Which is just...
Which they're selling that, like I said, the sit-down spot where they might reconcile.
Yes.
And then...
There is a moment where Ciampa just, like, almost gives
Looks
up.
at him like, come on, man.
Yeah. Like,
and then Ciampa takes a swing.
Trying to sucker punch him again with that brace. Is Ciampa going to be forced to tap?
Try for it. Look at this instead.
Oh, and an SDF. With the SDF from the brace. There's the tap.
Tommy Gargano back. Here's your winner by submission, who is now reinstated to NXT, Johnny Gargano.
And then that sick STF like move where he gets the knee brace and just up in it like
Yes. What's great is it's like almost on his mouth and his eyes.
Yeah.
Like
yes.
Ripping his face apart.
Yeah, it's like
it is such a perfect ending.
Like you don't like. I'm a bit of a jaded wrestling fan. You don't get me often. I leaned forward. I'm like, holy shit!
Yes.
He's getting the cheese grater to the face.
Yeah. That was the in the Philly show, Takeover Philly. The double chair that was my moment, TJ, where I was just like, what? Like, you're throwing them around?
What are they doing?
Like, no.
No, overall, though, I love this match. I do agree that it is a 5-star match in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
As someone who came into wrestling recently, had no clue who Johnny Gargano
And to say that Gargano
was.
in his short NXT career has 2 5-star matches now.
Yes,
right?
he is the reason 2018 has been all about NXT.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with this, Johnny Gargano is back.
Yes.
You know, he's finally made his way back to the NXT roster.
For now.
Yeah, for now. We will have to see. I'm sure we'll keep up with this.
I'm sure he'll be up before long.
Yeah, so
he's going to be loved like Rey Mysterio.
Overall, comparing the two pay-per-views, like, what would you guys say?
WrestleMania and this?
Yes.
This.
At Takeover, absolutely, for many reasons. 5, like I said, very good to great matches.
Very much so.
2.5-hour show, not 7 hours long. And the storytelling was just, while it wasn't bad at WrestleMania, it was expert next level at NXT.
Mm-hmm. I think in WrestleMania you had like the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar story where they didn't even know where it was going.
Yeah, because we didn't care, so they didn't care.
But in this, like, they knew where every story in NXT New Orleans was going, where it came from, where it was going to go next. Like, and that's I don't know if it's because they don't have the attention, they have more freedom because they're a smaller network.
Yeah.
But it really does, like,
it has less of the stink of Vince on it.
Yes.
NXT does. And I hate saying that because I respect Vince McMahon immensely.
Yeah, but this
Triple H has a better idea of what the modern wrestling fan wants.
Mm-hmm. Maybe because he's a wrestler.
Because Triple H performed it.
Yeah.
Like, he did these matches.
Yeah.
Triple H has busted himself open, has had the what was the Mick Foley fight? The
street fight and
the
Royal
street
Rumble?
fight, yeah. The street fight. Like, I mean, he's done all these crazy big matches that have gotten the audience to gasp. So, like, I totally trust him to be in charge of this more than I just think that, like, at some point we all get out of touch, and that's Vince McMahon has been out of touch.
Yeah. But there's never been, when NXT did the takeover, assigned to another main roster show where the NXT show didn't overshadow. Like, follow that, assholes. And they never have.
Yeah.
Well, and now they're overshadowing each other. Like, this was my opinion on Philly.
Yeah.
And a couple of months later...
Doesn't get better than that.
Right.
Oh, wait, it just did.
Yeah.
And
I'm waiting for, in 6 months, are we going to get a match where Meltzer gives every 5 matches the 5-star review?
Yeah, every match on the NXT show 5 stars.
Because they were stingy before November with the...
Yeah, CM Punk and John Cena was the last WWE match to get 5 stars. Yeah.
Before that, you had to go back to Taker, Shawn Michaels, I believe.
Yes.
Like, they've only had 3 or 5.
Well, they've had many, but in the recent era, they've only had a handful.
Yeah, until you get to 2018 and NXT, which is hitting its stride, we've had 3 now.
Yeah.
So I think if they're smart, they're going to... My worry is that they're going to call up all these top guys from NXT and drop them.
Well, I mean, just look at the next night on Raw when they called up AOP, which you've lost your monster tag team in NXT. And then on the next episode of NXT, oh, look, War Machine's here.
Yeah. Ember Moon is, going to be, but they've done this before. They lost Asuka, where they've lost,
Finn Balor,
but they've always, they have their Gargano, they have their Aleister Black,
they have somebody waiting in the wings to come up.
Yeah.
But then too, once they do get called up, they can get lost in the wind, like Ty Dillinger.
Yeah. Even I would say Finn Balor to a certain is
Bo
kind
Dallas.
of buried a little bit.
Just kind of sweep them under the rug after. Oh, all right, we did your gimmick for 3 months. So.
But I mean, overall, if I was going to watch one of these 2 again, it'd be Takeover.
Yeah, and I've watched these 2 or 3 times in preparation for this. Takeover is the one I vastly prefer.
Still enjoy watching. In second viewing.
Yeah, this is the one where I find my non-wrestling fan friend, and I'm like, okay, but come here, you have to at least watch this one.
Yeah,
like this, it's hard to shit on this one.
Okay, that ladder match is almost comparable to me to the '98 King of the Ring of Foley and Taker. I mean, that brought me back into wrestling. This pay-per-view would bring me back into wrestling.
And as someone who's been toying with it, this is like I'm gonna watch everything from now on, NXT related.
Yeah, me too. I think it's the better product.
Yeah,
so, but I think
and the weekly show is better than Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because it's not 3 hours long.
I think that's pretty much a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah. So remember to check us out on Twitter at body_slammed. You can keep up with updates.
Everything
on the
should
show
be in
there.
the show notes if you want to go down there. All the links to the Facebook and the Twitter and
check all that stuff out. iTunes. The show's available on iTunes.
Give
Google
us a
Play,
rating
wherever.
or a review. Follow us anywhere you can. Obviously, share us with any of your wrestling friends.
And if you like my my political slip-ins there throughout the show, you can always.
We have something else you'll really enjoy.
We have another show that we've been doing for a little bit over a year now that Frank and I have been doing for a while, and so you can check out TDAP also if you want to hear our political views.
The Devil's Advocate podcast.
That's available on iTunes, Google Play, wherever podcasts are found, and episodes of that show are available weekly. So also review us there. Check us out at, I may have already said the Twitter handle, TDAP 2017. Do all that shit. Just find us, and we'll promote ourselves.
We crave attention, guys.
Give
us our attention.
Yeah, we do. So anyway, with that.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. I guess check in next time.
Yep.
You better tune in next time, brother.